Hi guys, it's Grace from Grace Gets Gastric, and I am here today to do another product review video. I'm really excited. This one is a little bit different from my last video, and in case you missed that last video, it was on Eat Me Guilt Free. I'll link it above in the cards. This time though, I'm going to go ahead and do a comparison video. So I have in front of me eight different kinds of protein chips, and so I thought I would do a little bit of a taste test on camera and let you know what my favorites are. So I have, like I said, 8 of them. Of the 8, let's see, 1, 2, 3 of them I have had before in, and 5 of them I have not. And then 3 of them are also from the same brand, but they're different kinds of chips. So what I've got for you today are the, from K's Naturals, I have the protein chips in crispy Parmesan, their protein puffs in mac and cheese, and their Crunchies chips in white cheddar cheese. I have had the regular chips before in a different flavor. And then I have from Our Little Rebellion, their protein crisps and sweet and smoky barbecue. I've had these in this exact flavor before. They only have one other flavor that I've seen, and it's a spicy one, which I don't like, so I just got the same one again. I've got the Quest protein chips in sour cream and onion. I have tried these before in their, I think, sour cream and cheddar flavor. And then the last 3 I have not tried. So I have the Protes in toasted coconut, kind of an unusual flavor, but the other ones they had were spicy, and again, I don't like spicy things. I have the Healthwise protein chips in barbecue crunch, and I have the Double Bites chips in cheddar cheese. So I am going to try all of these for you, and then I also have with me a little bit of a dip that I made. It's one of my favorite ones. It's just 2 ounces of plain Greek yogurt. I just used the 2% Fage kind, mixed with a half a tablespoon of the Hidden Valley dry ranch mix and a little bit of garlic salt. So I figured I would try them plain, and then I'd try them with a bit of a dip, because in my experience, sometimes the protein chips can get a little bit dry, and that might make it hard to eat a whole bag, but it might be better if I have it with a bit of dip. So we'll see if that fixes any of the ones if I don't like them. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the ones that I have tried before, just because I've tried them before. So to start this all off, we'll go with the Our Little Rebellion protein crisps in sweet and smoky barbecue. The stats on this is for 1 ounce, or this entire bag. It's 90 calories, 2.5 fat, 10 total carbs, 4 fiber, 2 sugar, so 6 net carbs, and 10 protein. So these are pretty excellent stats. I mentioned before, my ideal stat is 1 gram of protein for every 10 calories. So there's 90 calories, 10 protein, less carbs than protein. It's pretty great. So let's go ahead and open these up. I also like the packaging. It's nice and vibrant. Okay. So that's what the chips look like. So a good size. They're pretty thin, but yeah, decent size, nice and crispy. So you get a really good sweet and smoky barbecue flavor right out the gate. It's a really good barbecue flavor. The texture is nice and crispy. The more you chew it, the more, I don't know, papery, cardboardy, it kind of gets into a paste in your mouth, so it can get a little dry. But that taste, when the flavor, like I said, it's good, but it dissipates pretty quickly. And then you get kind of a rice cake type flavor. It's not a texture of rice cake, but it kind of tastes like one. So I'm just going to have another half of one, and I'm going to try it with my dip. That's really good. So I've had these before, like I mentioned. I liked them then too, but I could only eat half a bag because they were too dry, and just trying to eat a whole bag of it was too much for me. But I think eating it with like a dip like this, I know Foodie Turned Sleevey really likes these, and she likes to eat them with sour cream, she told me. So that might be a good option. I never have sour cream in the house, but yeah, Fan of these so far. Next, I'm going to go ahead and try the Quest protein chips in sour cream and onion. So the stats for these is for one bag, which is 1.125 ounces. It's 130 calories, 4 fat, 5 carbs, 2 fiber, 1 sugar, so 3 net carbs, 20 grams of protein. So again, fantastic stats, 20 grams of protein, 130 calories, and only 3 net carbs. That's pretty amazing. Let's see how they taste. All right, so this is what they look like. Again, this is even bigger than the last one, so they're pretty good size. They look kind of like a baked lay, like a baked potato chip. Again, very thin, nice and crispy. So as you chew it, it gets really gritty, kind of, in your mouth, and I'm not sure I really love that sour cream and onion taste, and I love sour cream and onion chips. I have never been a big chip eater. I would never buy myself chips, but if they were at a party, I would definitely eat them. And I like sour cream and onion, but there's something a little off about the flavor. It's maybe not quite as salty and as much. It's like maybe too light. I kind of want more of it. I want to be hit in the face with sour cream and onion. Yeah, and then the texture is just not good. It when you first start chewing it, it seems like it's going to be okay. But the more you chew it, it just really breaks down quickly, and it gets into this very like gritty, weird, pasty thing. Worse, for sure worse than the protein ones. And the taste of the chip itself doesn't taste like anything. So you get kind of this weird, almost sour, I mean, from the sour cream and onion, it's sort of a sour taste on the back of my tongue. But that's not really how I envision sour cream and onion from like my childhood. Like, it's such a distinct taste of a chip, and I don't feel like they nailed that here. And then the texture on top of it, I'm not liking the texture. I had it with some dip. Again, it starts out okay. It's a nice conveyor of the dip. That's really all I tasted in this, because it's just kind of a bland. But my mouth just feels like gritty. I don't like these. These are a no for me. I didn't like them before I had the cheddar flavor, but I wanted to give them another chance in a different flavor and see if maybe they could stand up, but nope, not for me. All right, and the last one that I've had before are these K's Natural Protein Chips and Crispy Parmesan. I have had the nacho chili nacho flavor. It's really good. These have been my favorite protein chips I've tried so far. I've only had one bag of them though, so we'll see, and we'll see how this flavor stacks up. So these are, for a serving, it's 1.2 ounces, so this entire bag. 115 calories, 2.5 fat, 15 total carbs, 4 fiber, 1 sugar, so 11 net carbs, and 12 protein. So still falls within my 1 gram of protein for every 10 calories ratio, a little bit higher in carb than the others, though still less carbs than protein. And these are, you know, also gluten-free. I think the others are as well, though, to be honest. Woo. Okay. Yeah, I also don't think the Quest chips sit well on my stomach, because my stomach feels a little bit unhappy with me. Come on. I'm trying to get a full chip and not just like a end. That's not a good one. Let's get a pretty chip for you guys. Okay. So this is what they look like. So you can see much smaller than the others, but a little bit thicker. Good crunch. Crispy Parmesan. It definitely kind of tastes like those Like sort of similar to the white cheddar Cheez-Its, which I used to be obsessed with. I think maybe I like the nacho cheese one better, but I still really like this one. To me, these taste like a pita chip. You do still get a little bit of that dry pastiness at the end, but it's better than I think both of the other ones in my opinion, at least for me. It tastes more, it doesn't taste like so fake proteiny to me. Like this, it tastes more just like a thicker chip, maybe made with a different kind of flour. But yeah, they're really good and sturdy. I do really like these, and I had my roommate try the chili nacho one, and she said that it tasted like an adult Cheez-It, and she doesn't like a lot of these like healthy foods, so I use her as a good judge of what's good and what isn't. Good with the dip. I can eat these plain though too. They don't taste quite as mouth drying as the others. So yes, I still like these. I think I like the chili nacho chili, whatever flavor a little bit better, just because it's like a really cheesy, kind of like a chili dog flavor. It was really good. So those are all the ones I've tried before. Now we're going to be moving into completely foreign territory for me. So I'll go ahead and space things out. So let's try next. I've had these for a while and I'm really nervous about it. These are the Protes protein chips in toasted coconut. 1 ounce, or this bag, is 120 calories, 4 fat, 7 carbs, 3 fiber, 1 sugar, so 4 net carbs, 15 grams of protein. So again, pretty great stats. Good amount of protein, low carb. We'll see how it is. So I will say, so we've got this big bag here. This is where the product is. So like this is all flat, and it's really just like this amount of product, which is concerning to me. I don't know if they all just broke, but it seems a little bit light. No. Okay. So this is the chip. It's got kind of like these little sugary crystals. I don't know if you can see kind of on it. That is the side. Oh, my mouth doesn't like that. Woo! I think I just spit a little bit. So, I will say right away, the coconut flavor is actually really nice. It comes through really well. I can tell it's like well coated in these crystals. Yeah, it's like a really nice sweet coconut. These are kind of like a, you know, sweet chip, which I think is cool. Again, like the crunch is great. But they taste, I mean, they taste gross. Like burnt, almost. The actual thing. I mean, the flavor is just on the surface. That dissipates real quick. Oh. Grittier than the Quest chips. Grainy. I mean, and the chip itself tastes like it's burnt. These are vile. No, not good. I liked the coconut, like that they were trying to go for that. I like the initial flavor, but wow, that texture. I should have brought some water to, oh, I have some, just a sec. Just to cleanse my mouth, because that was not good. Woo! Okay, so I'm not even going to try that with the dip because nothing could save it, and also coconut would not go well with that dip flavor. So let's try another K's one, shall we? These are their protein Crunchies chips in white cheddar cheese. Their stats for 1.2 ounces, this entire bag. It is 130 calories, 4 fat, 14 carb, 2 fiber, 1 sugar, so 12 carbs net, and 12 protein. So this is a little bit higher in calories than the other ones that they had. I think by about 15, and the same amount of protein. Still pretty decent, but again, the carbs are also a little bit higher. And this is really full. Like, there are chips up here. I'm not sure I'm going to open it without. Huh. They kind of look like pork rinds. So that is what they look like. You can see it's kind of pork rind-esque. Very small. I like that they're small though, these ones. So they're sort of the texture of like a Cheeto Puff, like a puffed snack, you know. And I really like the texture a lot. The texture, I mean, it's almost exactly like a Cheeto. I don't really feel any difference there. The flavor isn't bad. There's something just not quite perfect about the flavor, but it's definitely good. Like, it's definitely edible. I really like the texture a lot. Like, it's very light. And yeah, they're small, so I'm, yeah. Yeah, there's something just a smidge off for me. I can't identify what it is about the flavor, but it's really good. The texture and the flavor is okay. And yeah, I really like the texture a lot. And I wouldn't even eat, I tried it with a dip. I wouldn't eat these with dip though. These are like really light, and if you like Cheeto Puffs or those kinds of things and you are wanting a replacement, these are really great. These are pretty awesome actually. I'm very impressed with K's, if you can't tell. I have had things of theirs I don't like though, so I'm not biased. And obviously, everything here I bought with my own money, and I'm in no way being compensated. I don't have enough followers for any companies to want to have me sponsor them. So these are, oh, sorry, before I go on, I got these K's things at, on bariatricpal.com. And I got the Protes, the Quest, and the Protein Crisp, Our Little Rebellion. I got all of those at GNC. So K's on Bariatric Pal, and I'll link that below just so you know where you can get them. And then the other three I showed, I got at GNC. These double bites in cheddar cheese I got at my my surgeon's office. They have like a little store where you can buy protein powders and stuff, and they do a lot of sampling in the staff of kind of the best products, and so they just sell the things that they all think are actually really tasty. So everything I've tried from there I've been really impressed with, so I'm really curious to try these. So these are for one packet. It's 130 calories, 2.5 fat, 17 total carbs, less than 1 fiber, 1 total sugar. So that is 17 net carbs and 10 protein. So much higher in carb than I would normally go, but still not like regular chip flavor. And you know, they were sold by my surgeon's office, so they're okay with it. 10 protein for 130 calories. So again, these are not my ideal stats. I only picked these up because it was at my surgeon's office and I'd never seen them before and I was curious, but they're still better stats than like your standard chip. So if they're really good, we'll see. All right, so this is what they look like. Nice crunch. Probably like the crunchiest of all the ones I've had so far. They sort of taste like they taste like something, and I don't know what it is. Maybe like the pop chips. Yeah, maybe kind of like the pot chips. The cheddar cheese flavor is basically non-existent. They just taste like not cheddar cheese. This one has a little bit more seasoning on it. Let me see if that's better. Yeah, a bit more seasoning, but whatever they're made out of, the seasoning doesn't stick to it very well. But the flavor itself of it is kind of like cornish, kind of like a corn, not like a corn chip, but reminiscent of corn. I don't know. They're good. I actually really like these. I could definitely eat these on its own. They're good with dip. They have one of the better finishes. It doesn't feel super like dry and moisture sucking in my mouth. And like I said, they're very sturdy. Like they're very, you know, like they're thick. They're very sturdy and they've got a really good crunch. Better than any of the others even. So these, I feel like would hold up well in travel. And yeah, they're really good. I will say they're very different from the other ones I've had as well. But for the stats, they're not the best. And I like the other ones enough that for the better stats, I would go with those. But these are still really good. I haven't seen them anywhere else, but they might be on Bariatric Pal as well. I've never looked for them before. But that's the only place I've ever seen them is at my surgeon's office. All right. So now I have the K's Naturals Protein Puffs in mac and cheese. Again, I got this on Bariatric Pal. And a serving size is 1.2 ounces, 115 so that's the whole bag. 115 calories, 2.5 fat, 15 total carbs, 4 fiber, 1 sugar, so 11 net carbs, and 12 protein. So very similar stats, I think almost exactly the same as the first ones I showed. These are cute. So these are like very small little puffs. I don't know, like the texture is not quite the same as the other ones that were like puff-like as well. More similar to like a cereal, like a puff cereal almost. Very light and airy though, like very light. The flavor is not very strong at all. Like I don't really get much of the flavor. Yeah, the flavor is not really there. The flavor of the puff part itself is not bad. It's sort of like generic breadish flavoring. A bit of like some kind of aftertaste of whatever it is. It's not bad. I don't mind it. I think whatever formula they use, that my mouth does not mind it. But yeah, I'm not super impressed with these, to be honest. I think the texture is a little similar-ish. It's not the same, but similar-ish to the white cheddar, and the flavor and the texture on this one was better. Like, this is not something I would repurchase. It's not bad. I can eat it, but I mean, you do get a lot in there. But yeah, there's not really any flavor on these ones, so these ones are eh. I'd probably eat them though. I mean, I'll eat them. And the last one are these protein chips barbecue crunch from Healthwise. I got these at my surgeon's office again, but they do also sell them on Bariatric Pal. I've seen them there as well. So for the container, that is 1.2 ounces. It's 130 calories, 4 fat, 14 total carbs, 5 fiber, 5 sugar. So that will be 9 net carbs and 10 protein. Okay stats, not the best stats we've seen, but pretty decent. You get a really strong barbecue flavor right out the gate. That is what they look like, so good, decent size. A little bit thicker than the other ones we've seen. Woo. Just sent a rain of seasoning on my vanity, but good crunch. Okay, seasoning again is really good. Nice barbecue. It's got a very sweet flavor. I almost wish there was a little bit more smokiness of the barbecue, but it's still definitely barbecue. Very crunchy. It does come, as you chew, it gets into that very pasty consistency. It reminds me a lot, which is funny because they're like the same flavor, of these, like both in texture, like, and finish, I guess. I'm gonna try them side by side real quick. Yeah, they taste, the base tastes very similar. Very much like a rice cakey, that taste. The texture is not like a rice cake again. Does get kind of pasty. I think this has they have different kinds of barbecue too. This is like very smoky, sweet as well, but like very smoky and barbecue-y. This one is a little bit more very sweet. It's much subtler. The barbecue sort of sneaks in there. But I do like it. I think I might actually even like the texture of these a little bit better than Our Little Rebellion. Let's try a little bit with the... Nice, nice. Yeah. I like these actually. The barbecue is not like the best barbecue. Like I said, I think I like this a little bit more in terms of the actual flavor, but it's still good flavor. And they have a bunch of other flavors of these chips. Like they have like a dill, I think, and a dill pickle and a ranch and a bunch of others. I actually think I'll get the others to try to see if I like those. So yeah, actually, you know what? This was a lot more successful than I thought it would be. So for the duds, we have the Protes. Don't buy. There's no flavor will fix this texture. It's disgusting. Quest protein chips, great stats. There are apparently people out here who like these. I am not one of them. I'm not a fan. The stats are not good enough to be able to choke them down for me, but your mileage may vary. And then I wasn't terribly impressed with these protein puffs, the mac and cheese by K's Natural. Again, they weren't bad. They were just a little bit bland, and like, if I'm gonna be having these calories, I want something a little bit better. But we had a surprising amount of winners. So this one is okay, and for the amazing stats, really low calorie, it's pretty good. For me, it gets really dry if I try to eat multiple, so that's just something to keep in mind. If you like the puffed chips, like the Cheeto Puffs, I would really recommend trying these Crunchies chips, the protein ones. Sorry, I thought I was looking at the camera, but I'm like looking elsewhere. These by K's Natural, the protein chips and crispy Parmesan. So these ones I think taste kind of like a pita chip texture. So if you're into that, you might like those. God, these taste like something. Like I mean, not like taste, like the texture is very similar to something, and it's gonna drive me bonkers until I think it is. I think it might be pop chips. I haven't had a pop chip in a really long time though. But these are good. They're really sturdy and have a very strong crunch if you're into that. Flavor was a little bland, but they'd be really good for like a dip, like a really great dip. And then the protein chips, the Healthwise Barbecue Crunch Chips. Nice sweet barbecue flavor. And a pretty good taste overall. Of course, as all taste things go, this is super subjective. What I like might not be what you like. Some of the things I like and do not like, I know personally friends who feel the opposite way. So I would recommend trying all these things for yourself. I really like Bariatric Pal or Nutrition or those kinds of sites where you can buy a bunch of different things and test them out. Like you can buy these individually. So I placed a big order with Bariatric Pal, and again, this is in no way sponsored or affiliated, because I can get my vitamins there as well. So I get the Bariatric Advantage calcium chews, and those are like for a month's supply, it's $30. And so I got 2 months, you know, like I get a month's supply, and then I have $20 more, $30 more to get free shipping. So I would just get my vitamins and then I'm almost to free shipping, and then I can just throw in a few bags of chips to try. And they have a bunch of other stuff there too. I really like Nutrition. I didn't get any of these chips from there, but I've gotten other stuff from there. There are other websites too. And if there's anywhere place that you frequently order online from, feel free to let me know below, because I love trying new things. I have come to realize after weight loss surgery that I really crave crunchy things, and that was never something that I particularly craved before, but I have had quite the crunchy tooth, and so I thought I would try a bunch of different chips for you guys. I also really like the Enlightened Bean Crisps and Cello Wisps, but and pork rinds, but those are not in the protein chip category. They are the category all their own. So this video is already monstrously long. I wasn't planning on it, but then I'm like, oh, I have 8 things to try. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found something interesting here. If you should let me know what your favorite protein chip is below if you like them, if there's a different chip here that you think I should try, and if there are any other kinds of review videos you'd like to see from me. I've been wanting to make another one and couldn't really think of anything, and then this came to me and I just had to make it. All right, guys, have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.